Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I wonder if my mic looks like it might be overblown here. I'm on the right mic, but I think it looks like it's clipping, so give me a second. Properties, levels. Yeah, I'm up too high on my levels. Hopefully that's a little better. Looks like it. Good. All right. Good morning, Pac-Man, K-Money, Pure Luck, Caleb, Neilk. Well then. It should be better now, guys. Hopefully. Woot. Apparently, my wife is running a vacuum cleaner downstairs now. Goodness. All right. Well, good morning, guys. So, yo, Quad. Hey, Phobos. Wonder Woman, there you go. Yes. Hey, Quill. Hey, Dave. Scott. Not shaved again. Cry, cry, cry. Omen Boy, Pure Luck. You need to warn people that you shaved. It's too much for the community. I did. I put it in the freaking title and the social notification. I said, Jason shaved, unsubscribe. That's what I put in there. Hey, Neil 9000. Beagles. Hat is from Amazon. Charco. Yep, time to delete LaunchBox. Jason shaved. Hey, Martin. NEM Martin. Hey, Chris. So, I think it's hilarious how much it matters to you guys when I shave. I don't and I knew it would too because I put it in the title. Because last time I shaved, it was like the end of the world. Hey, Sid. All right. So, today I've got a bunch of miscellaneous stuff to do, basically. I want to do some more stuff for Nosh for his theme. I've got to fix a minor issue with the beta that I put out yesterday. Yesterday, the beta I put out finally had support for alternate titles from the games database. But there's some things that could be improved there, like performance improvements. And we got to use the alternate titles in combining ROMs. Some different plugin stuff. So it's just various things that we'll be tackling today, probably. At least I didn't cut my hair. Neil 9000, there you go. That's probably better that you don't notice when I shave. Shave off your goatee every time you finish a major project at work, Dave. That's cool. Well, that's neat. The end times. Yeah. Okay, money. Jason, just a reminder about the refresh image cache issues in big boxes. The only option is working is refresh all images. Yeah, in some situations. And that doesn't apply to everybody, K-Money. But it's kind of a random issue. But yeah, I'm aware. Thank you. We should definitely do something about that. It's not going to be easy, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to fix it, to be honest. What video games am I into at the moment? To be honest, like lately I've been stupid busy with family stuff. And so I haven't played a whole lot lately. But the last big game I was into, and I have been on and off even still, is just Breath of the Wild. So, of course, I got stupid into that. Hey, Jay's Arcade. Jason shaved. Kirsten took over the company. What's going on here? Hey, 009. Welcome. Andre. Camel. Cool, Camel. Well, have a good day with the fam, man. I think everybody has had that issue at some point, Neil 9000. But I'm hoping it doesn't happen every time. You know, it depends on. It might actually work better if you restart Big Box and then do it immediately. You know, stuff like that. Newport. It has been a long time, but welcome. Hey, Falcon. Why are we unsubscribing again? Well, because I shaved, clearly. Breath of the Wild is one of the best games I've ever played in my whole gaming career. Yeah. Career. Yeah, like I have a career in gaming. I do, actually, but it's not playing games. Yeah, we're going to work on that, Neil, actually. Um, the banners for custom themes are not working correctly, and that's one thing I'm going to tackle today. Do I go to theaters, and if so, what movies do I want to see or have seen? I actually, honestly, I don't go to many movie theaters. Um, Most of the time, I'd rather just stay home and rent a movie from Amazon or something. So, I smell a giveaway. Oh, wait, it's my coworker's lunch. Had to do a full force cash. Nice and clean like LaunchBox. That's me. Yeah, the refresh issue is strictly only a big box issue, as far as I'm aware. It's because big box keeps certain images in memory while it's using it, and they don't get refreshed before it tries to delete the images when you clear the cache, and then you have issues. We all know you code better with a beard. Hey, Stifilus. All right, guys. Well, let's say a quick prayer before we get started into things, and then we'll get going. Lord, thank you for another stream. Thank you for another awesome week. I pray that you would help the community and myself, help us all to just respect each other, to love each other, to enjoy each other's presence today. Help us to have a great stream. Help me to be productive, and help the community to help me be productive, Lord. And I pray that you would just be here with us and guide us throughout it all. Help me choose the right things to work on, and help us to get a lot of stuff done. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Bit of a germaphobe, and movie theaters really mess with your OCD. Sure, I can imagine. Yeah, they're if you think about it, it's kind of a nasty thing. Sure. Everybody's eating in the same chairs. It's just like a restaurant, though, I guess. You don't have to unsubscribe, Stifilus. Everybody else does. Let's do this! No beard, no life. I think it looks better when you're a little confused. You just look at the monitor and scratch the beard. Makes you look more intelligent. All right. So, if we could tackle something relatively easy off right out of the gate here. I know Nosh has come up with a bunch of beautiful, tremendously beautiful banner images. I love those banner images, by the way. He's come up with a bunch of amazing ones for now the arcade playlist as well. And the issue is the custom themes right now. I had added support for the custom themes to have overridden images and videos for the platform categories on Monday, I think. But I still need to do that for playlists. So that is going to allow him to have those views work properly with the playlist, arcade playlist thing. So we'll go ahead and tackle that. And I don't think that's going to be a major job. It'll be fairly easy, which is why I want to tackle that first here. So we'll start there. Let's go into... this is going to be in... Actually, it is going to be in here, LaunchBox data. And we have just playlist. Now, if we look under platform, actually platform category, there's two methods. Is get custom theme image path for one thing, and get custom theme video path. Yeah, these are the two methods that we need to worry about for to make this stuff work. So if I load up playlist, get custom theme image path and video path are both in here, but they're just returning null, and that's the main issue. So if we go back to platform category, I'm just going to copy these out of here. I think this will be really quick and easy, which is good. We're going to overwrite the ones that are just currently returning null. We might need to change some of this code, though. I need to look through it. So if we're on the default theme, we're just going to return null. We get the folder, which is themes, videos, and instead of platform categories, we want playlists. Okay, if the directory doesn't exist, we return null. Now, we're looking for the valid platform name, which for a playlist is not a thing that we care about. So, basically, I think that's all we need right there, in theory. And then same thing down here. We have to change this from platform categories to playlists. And we will drop this line right here. And I think we're good. We're good to go. So let's go ahead and build it and then see if we get those images showing up. The number of farts. Guess you're gonna lose weight now. Hope the development mojo isn't in the beard. Maybe it is, we'll see. Hey Matthew. Nothing yet, really. Cool Camel, take it easy. Shaving my beard live. That's exactly what everybody wants to see. Can it fix toast for me? That's right. It's all about the coffee. I can't do tea. I never could. That man 84, welcome. Yeah. I was expecting everybody to unsubscribe when they saw my clean shaven face. Alright, so we are built. And I need to get all of Nosh's new stuff. I haven't done that yet, so let me load that up. And we'll go ahead and download it. So, downloads. We're under, I should drag this over so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Themes. Nosh on this. I assume he uploaded all the new images right here, right? Yeah, looks like it. Or I'm not sure if I've got that version or not, but we'll find out. Okay. Yeah, if I load up images, playlists, banner, he's got all the arcade ones in here. Look at these, man. So friggin' beautiful. I love it. Yeah. All right. So, and of course we got the platform categories ones. And the platforms. Look at all those platforms. So I'm going to grab this theme and we're going to copy it over to themes and we'll just replace everything in there. And we'll give it a start. All right. So I'm going to go into arcade and we'll see if we get proper images. We don't, but I think it's just because I need to refresh the image cache here. I think they're cover flow images that need refreshed. We'll find out. Arcade. There we go. Yeah, that's gorgeous. So Sega Classics and Sega Model 2 apparently still need images, but and then Neo Geo MVS somehow or other. But dang, that's just so pretty to me. I love it. I'm curious, like, what else we might need here. How's computers looking? Nice. Oh, those look good. And then, of course, consoles is pretty well covered. Looks like we got everything now. Awesome. Yeah, that's beautiful. I love the new Wii one, the Wii and GameCube ones. Ah, sweet. And then handhelds is the last one. Nice. Yeah, so the only stuff that he hasn't done in my personal collection is just a few of the arcade playlists. But man, so that's working now. I'm great that those are I'm glad that those are working. I should put that in the change log and we can move on to something else now. Sweet. So let me pull up the... This is the wrong resources here. I need the desktop project, resources, change log, and so custom themes in Big Box now support custom images and videos for platform categories and playlists. I'm just going to put that there. Bingo. And I'm getting a call. Catch up on some comments here before we move on to something else. I'm streaming at work at 144p. Haha. Yeah, that's pretty, you're not going to see much at 144p. These are Cherry MX Blues. The high productivity. Extra peppy today. Do I? Well, I'm glad. I'm actually running on lower sleep than usual today. Not too bad, but a little bit. I think there is an Xbox 360 emulator that's early stages that sort of works. I think it's Xenia or something like that. I haven't played with it yet though. Hey Ben, Shield TV, and you're trying to get Hyperspin to work, and he plans on going Android. Not really. Yes and no. Not anytime soon. I mean, I do think we still think that Android is the next platform to tackle, but when I put it on the poll, it didn't get near as many votes as I expected it would. So for that reason, the community, it's just not a high priority for the community, so it's not a high priority for me currently. Maybe Big Box should refresh platform images automatically when you change the theme. That's a really good point, Sid. You're right, it should. The problem is, though, these particular images are identified as cover flow images. Well, you're right, though, because we could just refresh through the platform ones only. Yeah, I agree with you, Sid. We should really do that. I'm going to add that to my list. All right, so next thing here on the list. So we got that stuff done for Nosh. Nosh does have some more stuff to look at up here, but we should probably move on to some other stuff here first. So the new search stuff, obviously combining ROMs needs to use the alternate titles, and that's a big deal. But search performance improvements kind of is important because the search did get quite a bit slower, especially when a game isn't found. So I'm thinking about looking into that. Hey, Nikolaj. So anyways, the new search stuff, if we go back to the local DB class, this search method, you'll notice like it's a lot longer now because there's like an 8-step process here. I can't believe that, like, seriously. Okay, alright. I just spilled coffee all over my pants. for what it's worth. That's okay. So, uh, you guys, the beard matters more than I ever would have expected. That's why I put unsubbed in the title. It was a joke. Any updates on Sub-Zero's themes? Actually, I haven't heard from Sub-Zero in a little while. Although, I should probably follow up with him. You know, I think, I don't know. I don't know what's better. My daughters especially like it when I shave because when I kiss their face, it doesn't tickle them. But then again, when it grows back out, then of course it hurts. So whatever. Kids come first. Oh, Stifilus, come on, dude. No, I don't shave anywhere but my face. I really don't. Is there any way to make the search query not use words like Disney and Nickelodeon? I have lots of games for my kids, and the scraper never finds them because the database does not match the title. Yeah, there is. I mean, there's lots of improvements that could be done yet, and I'm torn on like the best. Really, one of the main issues is that um, if the search query is included in the game's title, it'll find it. But if the search query has extra words that aren't found in the game's title, it doesn't. So I mean, there's some more important improvements that could be done there. First, the biggest challenge is that um, you want it to be more strict slightly more strict when searching everything or like importing a whole ROM library, because at that point you don't want any false positives. But it needs to be a little bit looser when searching one by one so you can select from the list. Ideally, we would have an interface that identifies the games that it couldn't find and then helps you select which game it is. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that could be improved. Yeah, and that's the thing. We have to be careful about those false positives, and it's a very difficult problem to solve. Anyways, so performance issues with the search stuff. I'm tempted. I'm not quite sure. I still got to make some decisions about how I'm going to do this, because right now I'm looping through stuff entirely too much. Um, and we're using the data tables directly for the metadata, and I'm wondering if instead of doing that, we should try and cache things. But that might be a major job. Return the $300 shield then, since I can stream with a Pi. Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah, you know, honestly, for $300, if what you're looking to do is emulation, for $300, I wouldn't get a shield. I would go with the GPD win because it's gonna work really well for you, and it runs Windows and it's gonna run all the emulators and it runs big box. So there you go. Noob here. When I shut down LaunchBox and open it later, I've been noticing a lot of duplicate games. Um, that's weird to me. I don't know. So hit us up on the forums, Joe, and we can help you get that resolved. That should never be happening. And I'm not aware of that really ever happening. So I'm clueless on that one. At least the DOS database can theoretically be completed since it's a dead platform. Yeah, the Windows thing is really tough because it's just there's I don't know how many years of games, tons and tons of games. Portable emulation GPD win. There you go. Yeah, there's certainly plenty of games. I wonder when it comes to DOS. I mean, there's well, especially now that we've got the um, we've got the plugin to submit games to the games database and all that stuff. Hopefully, that will start working. I mean, things will get populated a little bit more for platforms like that. But you know, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Really, it would be really great if we had, and I still have these plans. It'd be really great if we had some sort of free and open database that included the entire list of DOS games um, that we could use to populate the DOS database. That would be incredible. Hey Neil, we are basically doing a bunch of random stuff. I was going to look at some performance improvements for the search and for the alternate titles, and then we also need to get the alternate titles in the ROM combination stuff. Some way to add a platform to an existing game would be awesome. What theme, Dave? You mean to fix that bug, manhood? The refresh metadata bug? Some way to add a platform to an existing game would be awesome. I'm thinking of... That's interesting. Nobody's ever brought that up before. I don't know. We can discuss that on the forums quad. Could menu bar be unlockable, for example, to move the search bar to the left and below the menu? It could. That would be Bitbucket ticket, probably. I've never heard that request before, as far as I know. Like as a template, I get it. Okay. That's probably worth another Bitbucket ticket, actually. Oh, Eon Knox. Sure, I remember that theme. Yep. No worries, Nilk. Nilk. Sad for anyone who calls it LaunchBox. There you go. All right. So, anyways, let's get busy here. We got to do something. So if I was to cache the alternate titles um, and the games for the search, appeared for 7.12. Okay, guys, I get it. Maybe I should never shave again. I do look young, yeah. I have a baby face without a beard. I'm only 33. All right. So, I need to like actually come up with what I'm going to do here. And I'm torn. So, when we do the combining ROMs thing, it would be better if we didn't just do everything directly in the tables, but maybe that's still fine. If I go into LaunchBox, if we do an import, it actually goes relatively quickly. What's particularly slow though is if we go and edit a single game and then search. No, I'm not going to do that right now. This takes forever. And it takes forever specifically when it can't find a game. So what I'm thinking is, I don't know, maybe we should run Profiler to figure out like what's taking the longest. Kids' opinion matter most. There you go. The Mountain Man edition. Have user options for how in-depth a search they want. We could do that, but at the same time, most people would never touch them. Well, that's good, Neil. So yeah, and that only happens when it can't find anything. And in this case, it's because of the GOTY on the end. Fine, I'll go ahead and download it. There you go. We need a whole, not just a whole topic, but an entire forum. That's called Jason's Beard. Okay, so it comes up just fine, and you'll notice like it's pretty quick. It's only an issue if it can't find it. And honestly, I'm thinking like some of these down here just aren't going to matter as much. The reason is because it's going through every single one in the... I mean, it's looking for... It's probably this guy. I'm going to comment this out. And see if that speeds it up any. It doesn't have to do with the shorter name. It has to do with whether or not it can be found. And how far it has to go down this list of instructions before it finds something. That's the gist. Okay, so come on, edit. So this is not going to be found in anything. Still taking a while. Whoops. Yeah, so apparently that's not going to be enough. I'm curious though what step is taking so long. So we comment this guy out. This is rough name. Just the actual name. Searching, okay, so like when we're doing the platform and the name. Then we get down to name and alternate name. I'm guessing that these, I don't know, might be taking a long time too, but we'll see. Also, if you did any settings for how aggressive or whatever a search is, you'd have to put it into the platforms. You're right. Make it platform specific, something like that. Yeah, and I'm not going to do that, at least not today. Then the Windows platform would have a low aggression search by setting the defaults as has such poor DB fullness. That makes sense. Stop watching the code. Sure. Yeah, I just prefer to use the profilers when we get there. Although, I mean, it's easier to just do a broad check. Stuff like this is like going to be more effective than using the profiler, because the profiler is just going to tell me what methods take the longest. It's not going to show exactly what parts of this particular method are taking the longest so much. So this is just an easier solution for that. Screen recorder. We could, although, yeah, I don't know. I mean, at that point, you might as well just use OBS. Yeah, open broadcaster software. Just because. All right, so Arkham. Search. So that still took a while, but it seemed to be a little bit quicker. No games were found with the specified title. So, I'll go ahead and comment these two out, and then I'm curious. I can't like leave these commented out though. There's some things I could, but I can't really. At this point, I mean, I can't make it go. It is getting quicker, but I can't make it go any farther up than 5 and 6. Step 5 and 6 are kind of important. The thing is, though, I'm just not doing it very efficiently. So I am going to need to restructure this method, I think. I'm kind of wasting my time doing this testing, but I was hoping that maybe I could just, take out some of the extra logic that didn't really matter, but I can't really do that, I don't think. It's actually still taking a while, although it is much quicker. But yeah, I'm going to have to figure out how to cache this stuff. And let's undo all this first. So ultimately, I need to associate things properly so that really what I need is a class that takes the game row and associates it with a list of with a list of alternate title rows. That's going to be the easiest way to do this. I don't need a full class that stores all the data and all that stuff. I just need something that is going to populate that stuff out in one shot without a major effort. So I'm going to create a property here. Actually, we'll start with just a variable. Private static dictionary. Or do we want a dictionary? We do need to use dictionaries because of the titles. So if I was going to do this in the most performant way possible, I'd have a dictionary of platforms, and then I'd have a dictionary of titles within those platforms, and then from there it would have associated data using some sort of class. And the alternate title thing, yeah. So I'm going to need a class here first. Going through comments here. That's the thing. What it does is it does search the entire. Well, when you're doing a manual search, it does search everything. When it can't find it, it starts with just within the platform. If it finds it within the platform, great, and it's nice and quick. But if it doesn't, then it goes and searches everything, which is kind of the problem. It just keeps searching and searching and searching, deeper and deeper and deeper if it can't find anything. Thank you, Classic Gamer. All right. So we need a class, probably in the search namespace here. We can probably call it local DB game search cache or something like that. Local DB game search cache item. That'll work. So we're going to make this And inside of this, we're going to have a title. So public string search value. Okay. And also a platform. We probably don't need, I don't know, I'm not sure. Oops. Data row. Yeah, we want system.data game data row. And we're going to need a list of data rows. Alternate title rows. I'm not sure if we need that though, but we do actually. Or maybe we don't. Maybe we just need the region. I think that's probably all we need. Because each one of these is going to have its own thing. So I'm going to get rid of this. And we're going to add not genre, but region in here. And I think that will solve it for the, we're going to call it alternate title or alternate name region. And so my objective here, instead of going through and doing things like we're doing them currently, what I want to do, we should probably do a bool is alternate name as well. I'm thinking of looping through all the data in the data set and simply just creating a list. I mean, so really I should do use a dictionary, I guess. But I create some sort of list of everything. And just from the data, and instead of looping through many times, we could loop through only just once or twice, probably first. Well, we'd still need to loop through multiple times depending on the platform and stuff like that. So there is some stuff I'm still torn on, but get set. Thank you, Dave. That is an amazing theme. I have seen that theme, and it's awesome. All right, so I need a constructor to make this easier. I mean, I could just use link and not use a dictionary, but that's probably going to be less performant, I'm thinking. So it might be smartest to do it via a dictionary. And then we wouldn't need necessarily all these values in here. But that's also going to be more of a pain in the butt to do it that way. Anyways, for now, search value is a bad name. String title, string platform, string alternate name region. Actually, we're going to have a couple different constructors here. First off is title platform. There isn't going to be an alternate name for this one. We do need the game data row. So there's this one that is not for alternate titles. What? Would help if I could type. Public local DB games search cache item string title string platform game data row, and then the alternate name region, which is going to basically mean that this is an alternate name. And copy this stuff. And then and that will default to false. All right. So the next thing we need to do is actually build a list of these items. And really we should use a dictionary to do it. And it should be a dictionary of platforms first, then titles, and then these objects is what I'm thinking. So I guess the family is gone at the park now, so we're going to get some peace. That's a win. So anyways, next, this is the dictionary we're going to use for the cache. Dictionary of string, and then another dictionary of string for the titles, and then this local DB game search cache item. We'll call this game search cache. And then I'm going to add a property here that will actually populate that. So private static dictionary string dictionary string game search cache. Oh yeah, that that guy. Do that, get. Now, I think I might want to just do a lock on dataset lock there the same way. Maybe. It's probably a good idea. Because we don't want to be doing all this stuff all at the same time. Or we don't want to do this twice, basically. I don't know, maybe I should do another lock. I need, yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. If localDB.game search cache is not equal to null, I'm simply going to return localDB.game search cache. Oops. Otherwise, we're going to populate it. So first off, localDB.game search cache equals new that guy. And then we have to loop through the data set. If we start with the games, a lot of this stuff I can probably copy out of the search method. It's just this basically. Do you plan these script blocks out, or is this done on the fly? You mean my code, Dave? I'm trying to figure this stuff out like on the fly right now. Yeah. I think I would have got started on this a lot faster if I actually did some planning, because it took me a while to get into this, to figure out what I needed to do. I really didn't have any kind of plan going into, other than my to-do list, I didn't really have any plan going into this stuff. And it shows sometimes, because I sit here and I hem and I hoe trying to figure out what I'm going to do. So, but yeah, no, I really didn't have much of a plan going into this today as far as how to solve this. But I did know that I really needed to revamp it. I just didn't really know if I wanted to go through all the effort, but it's clear that I have to. So that's what I'm doing. I don't plan anything, man. I know there are coders that like plan everything in advance, and I'm not one of them. And I get myself in trouble sometimes for that, but you know, Okay, so we're going through all the rows. We're not doing alternate titles here. These are the non-alternate titles. So the first thing is we've got to get the platform. Okay. And you know what? The other thing is this dictionary should be case insensitive. So I think there's a way to do that. String comparer dot no. What is it? Huh. That has to be it. Yeah, that's fine. Just use current culture, ignore case. And that should, in theory, do it. I think. I'm thinking maybe I should probably use ordinal ignore case, though. Because most of the stuff is going to be in English, because that's all we've got. So in theory, that should make it case insensitive, I think. Yeah, I could still multi-thread this, although I'm thinking, because the main problem here, yes, I can multi-thread it, but the main problem here is that it's just dirty and slow. So I should really solve that first before I multi-thread it, is what I'm thinking. I could just convert them to upper, but this is basically the same thing. It's kind of more of a proper way to do it. So we have ourselves our platform. So the first thing we need to do is check to see if the dictionary has the platform object. So if not local db dot game search cache dot contains key platform, then we need to say local db dot game search cache dot add platform new, and also this also needs to be string comparer dot ordinal ignore case. Convert all your strings to lowercase before searching. How do you get better results that way, Dave? I think there is one, I can't remember which one it is, either two upper or two lower. Only one of them is safe to use across all languages, and the other one is not, but I don't remember. But I don't know. There's a million ways to do it. I don't know which one's the best way, but they all work the same, so all right, so so we add our platform object if it doesn't exist, and then we add our title, but we have to check to make sure the game's title doesn't exist. So the next thing we need is the title, the actual title of the game. String title equals row, and I need to figure out what it actually is. Row name. All right, and then if not local db dot game search cache dot contains key, game search cache the platform that contains key title, then we're going to add it and create our cache item object. So localDB that game search cache platform dot add title followed by a new localDB game search cache item title platform. This is not the alternate name stuff, so we just need the game data row, which is just row. There it is. So that has everything in the cache except for the alternate titles. The next thing we need to do is go through the alternate titles and do the exact same thing. The trick, though, here, one of the reasons why it's not performant is that in order for me to go through, I can't just loop through the entire alternate title thing because I don't know what platform the titles are in. which is one of the problems that I've got. So I guess what I'm going to need to do, I'm only going to do this once, so that should help. But I guess what I'm going to need to do is just do another for each in here for each game for the alternate titles as well. Maybe. But we kind of want all the titles in there first and then the alternate titles, I'm thinking. So I'm not sure. So maybe do another for each and do the same thing and just go in deeper. Tend to use 2 lower invariant, yeah. And I'm not sure if there is a 2 upper invariant. That's the thing. Hey, Orion. Orion. Nicolaj, would it be possible to add a worldwide weather station application to Big Box? Well, that would be pretty neat, although it's probably not a priority right now since it's not really gaming related. But and that we do have some weather plugins, although I don't know exactly what you mean by worldwide weather station. Weather from anywhere, sure. Which I think we already have. Don't we? Didn't somebody build a weather plugin? Platform-specific themes get implemented through some clever trickery. Haha. That's true. Well, potentially. It says it's always horrible weather outside, so it forces me to stay inside and use Big Box. Perfect. That's hilarious. Awesome, Nosh. Thank you, man. I don't know. Honestly, you would think there'd have to be a way to install Visual Studio somewhere else, but I've never tried, to be honest. Hi Shane, is adding some sort of multi-threading to metadata and media downloads planned or possible? Uh, it is certainly planned, yes. Um, what one thing I had in mind was to do EMI movies in the games database at the same time. But yeah, EMI movies just did make their servers a lot faster, so that's a little bit less of an issue now. So I think you'll notice that things are going. I don't know. It should be using your bandwidth for the most part, but so I'm not sure if threading it all is going to be that beneficial. But you know, it's something to think about. All right, so I need another for each loop here that starts again with the games. And we get the database ID. We do need the platform. So again, we're going to do that. Although that probably doesn't matter at that point, but just in case. The next thing we need to do is get the database ID. And from there, I can pull the code from down here actually for this stuff. localDB.dataset.tables.where. Okay, and then we loop through var row in alternate title rows. And we use this to build our, so localDB, first off, we're going to need the actual alternate title. Oh, apparently, okay, yeah. Alternate title row. So string title equals row, was it alternate name, I think? Let's make sure I got that right. Game, no, that's the table. Come on. Alternate title row, alternate name. Okay. Oh, yeah. Wow, I almost messed that up. Okay, so now we have our title. So again, if localDB dot game search cache platform dot contains key, if not actually, contains key title, then we're going to add it. Followed by a new localDB game search cache item, and we're going to use the second constructor, which is the title, followed by the platform, followed by the row, followed by the alternate name region, which is alternate title row region dot toString. So finally, I think we've built our cache. I'm going to go ahead and return localDB.game search cache. At that point, and then we get to restructure our other method to use this instead, and it's going to be a lot simpler. And I expect it'll be a lot faster, although the first time this will still need to be populated. No tricks or anything. Take it easy, Dave. Yeah, man. That's going to be hard with a 60 gigabyte C drive. I can imagine. Oh, I get it, Neil. That makes sense. Yeah, I thought there was an option for that. Hey, Phil. We still got a good hour and a half, so time is going quick though on this stream. Dang. Can't believe it's already 11. I got to get busy, man. All right. So caching stuff and performance stuff always takes forever. Anyway, so we got the game search cache. This whole thing is probably going to change now, how we do this. So we get our platform first, and then we're searching. We're trying to find by the platform exactly. So first off, if platform is not equal to null, then we're searching for exact matches first. We have things like, do we want to search titles only first and then alternate titles? But that's only going to slow things down. Oh, that stinks, man. Take it easy, Sid. So, by the way, guys, speaking of dead SSDs, the server that runs the forums had an SSD die just like a few days ago, and nobody even knew it because we got it replaced quick, and it was the backup SSD, and so it was not even a problem. So that made me happy. No, they're not mirrored, but basically it's basically a backup drive. The way the backups work is for the forums every single day. I have two SSDs on the server. So if the other SSD had died, we would have some downtime. But um, I don't I don't like RAID because RAID is too finicky and it has too many issues. And I've been screwed by RAID a million times over. So will we back everything up to the second SSD and then it gets sent up to Amazon S3, and the backup process started failing because the backup drive had run into issues. All right, so platform not equal to null. Then what we're going to want to do is first off only search for that platform. So all we really need to do is check for titles that match. But first we're going to check for titles that match exactly. So the whole is exact match thing is no longer going to really work. Yeah, I think the Visual Studio install is generally pretty. You don't need very much, if I remember correctly. Make sure you install C# and VB or whatever. It's whatever language you need, and that's about it. But yeah, it's man, Visual Studio is humongous. It's kind of silly. Okay. Platform is not equal to null. Focus, 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 focus. So, first things first, we're looking for the query exactly in the. Well, okay, so if platform is not equal to null and local db dot game search cache dot contains key platform, Then localDB.gameSearchCache platform dot, or actually we're just going to pull it directly via the query. It's that simple. And that gets us our result just right there, basically. Oh, we need to check to see if it contains that query, though. So at that point, we're just going to, ultimately we just need to, oh, then the alternate title rows, although we're not really even using that. So, so we just need to return a new local DB search result, game search, platform query dot game data row. And for now, I'm just going to feed in null. Oh, we have to add that though. Results to combine dot add. Really, though, I mean, we should be doing a rough match, though. If developer.shave, user.unsubscribe. Pretty much, Charco. That's been the recurring theme on this stream. So first off, we know we have the platform. I'm gonna switch this up just a little. So that we can do this. And we'll go from there. I'll be right back though, guys. I'm gonna take a quick pee. All right. So, results.combine. Now the next thing we need to do is like loop through all the keys and find rough matches. That's kind of the trick. So, and that's of course what takes the longest, but I think hey Ian, Michael, we are working on improving the search engine, and basically like I'm trying to just speed it up right now for the most part. Um, so I'm going to do a for each string key in localdb.gameSearchCache platform.keys. And then we'll do rough matches against each key. Okay, so then we use this localdb.isMatch. So if localdb.isMatch query key, and that's doing kind of the rough matching stuff. So that means the exact name isn't there, but it's looking for, within the platform, it's looking for the rough match. And if it finds it, we just need to add the result. And then the only other thing we need to do, we can get rid of like everything else, I think. The only other thing we need to do is search through other platforms at that point, and that's it. I'm going to go ahead and just copy that line. And we have to, instead of just doing this, what we need to do is use the key game data row. Okay, so the string region, we need to feed the region over as well. Actually, in both of these we do. And I need my var cache item equals this guy so that I can access it a second time without re-getting it. Cache item.gameDataRow cache item dot alternate name region. Okay. Var cache item equals and then again cache item dot alternate name region. So that handles if we have the platform and all that stuff. And the next thing is we want to do this, except we want this guy. So we're going to return if it found what we're looking for. Then finally, the only other thing left is to do the same thing basically, just searching through all platforms instead of just the one platform, in theory. So I'm just going to basically copy this whole block. No, we need to do, ultimately, we've got to do for each string platform key in localDB.game search cache dot keys, and then we're going to do this whole thing ultimately. Platform key platform key All right, and in theory that's it. And I'm going to literally just get rid of all the rest of this code. And we'll see how that goes. That's quite a change, but still took up over 5 gigs on your C drive. Yeah, that figures. Goodness. Yeah, be careful with the Symlink stuff when installing system stuff like that, though. I'm not sure. I don't know. You never know. Hope it works. The only thing left is that we're not. I'm feeding null into this alternate title rows thing. I think I'm just going to get rid of that. I was adding it to the alternate titles. I'm just not going to do that for now, because I don't think we need that stuff. I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of this. And we'll see if we build here. Neo, thank you. You're apparently the only one who thinks so. Everybody wants my beard back. But that happens every single time I shave, so I shouldn't be surprised. Okay, build succeeded. We'll see what we get here. See how quickly we can find something that doesn't exist. We got to remember it is still going through and populating that thing the first time. It's still taking a while. Now my question is it going to do it quickly the second time? Yep. All right. So it still takes a while to populate that cache the first time, which really kind of needs sped up. And I have an idea how to speed it up, but let's find something that does exist, or actually let's just do this and change the name. Batman Arkham City. Nice and quick. It's certainly faster than it's ever been in that scenario, now that we added the cache. The other thing I want to do is like run the whole process and see how that goes. Work for a company who makes server load balancers. Wow, that's awesome. That would be very neat. I've actually never run anything load balancers, although I did think about that recently, especially with the last round of server upgrades, because we were running into, but it's mainly been bandwidth issues that we've been running into. So, because we use a ton of bandwidth because of all the media downloads. So like, what we ended up doing was we now have 3 separate servers, one for the forums, one for the games database, and one for everything else, basically like the main website and stuff. And that has done us well. But again, it's not like CPU intensive or anything like that. It's mostly just bandwidth that's the issue, because we use a ton of bandwidth right now and it's expensive. But we've got a good solution in place. Okay, so the next thing there's a couple things to think about. One is that this takes entirely too long to populate. And I don't know. So I guess one way we could do it would be to use a dictionary of database IDs and go that route as well. And then add them to the same objects. That might speed things up a little bit. So we'd keep a second dictionary, basically. I'm wondering if that would help. Because I don't want the first search taking that long every single time. The other thing is we need to test the batch searches. Or like imports. My guess, let's do a quick test here. My guess is that if I take out this block right here, it's going to be a lot quicker the first time, and because I think this is the slow part, but we'll find out. Yeah, it's still taking a while, although it wasn't too bad. So if I need to thread anything, it would be this that I need to thread. But of course, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to have to use concurrent dictionaries and all that stuff. So that's going to be a major job. So apparently just this takes a while. And I'm guessing there's not... All right, well, maybe now is the time to do some profiling. So I can see what is taking so freaking long. Because that is a surprising amount of time to do this. Hey Ninja. Yeah, I don't know if suave is ever a good description for me, but yep. All right, so we're gonna run profiler on that. Let's go. What's it called? Dot trace, I think. We are going to load up LaunchBox, and we're not going to start immediately. We're going to give it a run. Okay, and then I'm going to edit this guy. And before we click the button, I'm going to start the profiler. We'll search. Dang, now it's taking longer. Oh, because I added that back into it, didn't I? So yeah, that's just not quick enough. We're going to have to do something better than that. Granted, it only happens once, but that's just not good enough. Hey, Bissy. Business up front, party in the back. There you go. All right, so the main thread is probably where this is all happening because it's not really threaded. Um, although, maybe not. No, because the search does happen in a background worker. So yeah, it's this guy. So obviously the getter on the game search cache is the problem here. ToList takes up 59% of it, but that's what like does all the processing, so that only makes sense. Is null. Why is null such a thing? Weird. Data row.is null. I don't think I directly call that anywhere here. Oh, I do, right here. Look at this. Okay. So apparently that's really slow. So if we can manage to get rid of is null, that will significantly help. What's going on with net neutrality right now, guys? Or is that all a joke? Is our president a running joke? Well, that's debatable. I should probably look into actually what's going on in the news right now, because I don't even want to know. All right. So yeah, no question, this is like the slowest part. The alternate title rows stuff. So maybe I should rethink this whole strategy, but the thing is, so it would help at this point. It would definitely help to cache the database ID stuff, I think. Oh, that sounds awful. Yuck. Oh. Oh no, that's really bad news. I hope that doesn't happen. Yeah, it is weird that is null is one of the main things. Why would that be the slowest part? I don't know. Yeah, it's happening inside the link query. So, but I think there's probably a better way to do this. I'm not sure. But what I was thrown back by a little bit is the fact that even this still takes a while, which is irritating. So I don't know. If I created another dictionary that used the same objects that was based on the database ID, it might be a little bit quicker because then I could just loop through, instead of looping through the actual games, I could loop through the alternate title rows and go that way. Yeah, we are in a bad place either way, but the thing is, like, you can't just keep moving the line. That's the problem. And that's why we're in a bad place, because we keep moving the stupid line. So it's still not good. That doesn't sound like good news at all. And I know they're fighting that constantly, but that's the entire issue with our whole government. It's just run by scumbag, money hungry companies, corporations. That's the problem. Yeah, exactly, Doss. That's no. Hey, Felipe. Lobbying equals corruption. You can say that again. Yeah, it bounces back like every. It feels like every 2 months. Anyways, so I mean, first off, I'm kind of thinking. All right, let's do this again. Let's close out of this. And I'm going to comment out this section. I want to see if there's anything I can do to speed this up first. See what's taking the time there, because even this is slow. And I'm not happy with the performance that I'm getting just from this method. And if I can't get this method fast enough to be good enough, then I'm what's the point in doing this? So yeah. Here we go. Start search. See, that's decently fast for the first time, but it's still okay. Well, I mean, that's not too bad. It was like a second and a half. The thing is, like, on my system, it's a second and a half, but on somebody else's system, it might be 3 or 4 or 5 seconds because I've got a fast machine. So if I pull this up over here, Okay. Get platform. Get platforms? What? That's what's taking so long? Oh, okay, I get it. So, here's the thing. Get platforms. That's a different thing. So this isn't taking long at all. That's a good thing. I get it. There was already other stuff that's happening you when you do a search for the first time, because it's already having to populate the data set and all that stuff, because it doesn't populate it until it needs it. So the initial delay there, the second or so delay, is just already there for different reasons. So that's kind of the gist there. There's not a whole lot I can do about that, at least not right now. So this section, thankfully, is going super quick, which is good. You see this get data set? Yeah, that's taking up the majority of the time. So now that I know that, that makes it more obvious what I should be doing here. Let's go ahead and create another dictionary. We'll go ahead and use a string. Local DB game search cache item. Game search cache game ID search cache. Catch up on some comments here. Hey, Retro Monster. How big is beta updates usually? Not really, Vissy. I mean, I've been back and forth on that a million times over, and we have done everything we can to like get as much bandwidth as we can possibly get available. And I think what it comes down to is just that if you're located somewhere else in the world that's far away from the server, sometimes it's an issue. But generally, it's a 150 megabyte download, so it's not small. It is pretty significant. So, anyways, yeah. But I'm done trying to speed that up because I've like done everything I possibly can, unfortunately. Oh man, video editing software, it sucks because there is no good free video editing software. Like we've looked up and down for that, and there really isn't. It's just there's no good, easy to use free video editing software at all. All right. So I think I know what I need to do here. We created our dictionary. The next thing I need to do is say local db.gameid search cache equals new dictionary. And then for every single one of these, these should be unique in theory. So it shouldn't be any extra effort, or it shouldn't take a whole lot of extra processing power to just say local db dot game id search cache dot add. We are going to need to retrieve the ID, which is right here. Well, let's just move that down here. We're going to add the ID. Oh, we do need to... Okay, so we got to do that for each of these scenarios. But we need... All right. So here we go. No. Var cache item equals. Cache item, and then add the same object, and that's important, to this one. But, oh, I get it though. Okay. No, see, here's the thing though. We need, all we need to store in the other dictionary is whatever platform it is for that particular ID. That's the information we need. We don't need the actual object. Okay. Amazon CDN. Oh, sure. Actually, I did use Amazon CDN Quad, and we've done that quite a bit, especially when GameRanks featured our video, or the GameRanks YouTube channel came out with us. Our bandwidth was going through the roof, and so we threw it all on Amazon CDN. You want to know how much it was costing us to keep it on Amazon CDN? Amazon S3? $500 freaking dollars a day. So unfortunately, as much as I love Amazon S3, the bandwidth costs are absurdly high, way through the roof, and it's just a complete waste of money to do that. So there's no way we can do that long term. It kept us afloat, but yeah. So it's like our back plan if we run out of bandwidth, and it's easy to put stuff up there, but it's just so expensive. It's ridiculous. It does not compete with other services at all. But I mean, it's a distribution network. It's not just like a server. That's why. Amazon is very expensive. Netflix, yeah. Oh man. I'm sure Netflix gets a better deal than we do. Thank you, Monkus. We don't really have any bandwidth issues anymore. Peer-to-peer, that's not a bad idea. I mean, we could just put a torrent out there, sure, but that's not really... I'm not going to implement a torrent client into LaunchBox, you know what I mean? So, there's not... It's not really feasible because of the implementation requirements. They might. I could look into Cloudflare. I've never tried... I don't know. I'm not sure what any of that would cost. So anyways, let's get this done. I determined that we just need string, ultimately. Game ID platform cache. Because all I care about is whatever the platform is for a particular ID. And that's it. So this is going to make this a lot simpler. So rather than do this all in here, wait a minute. So I was trying to I see. So we can get rid of this for now. Actually, I'm going to move this out. We get the database ID and game ID platform cache. I just need ID platform. But here's the thing, this is only, no, this is through the whole thing. Duh, okay. Goodness. So we're going through the whole thing, we're populating that. And by the time we're done, every single game is going to have an ID and a platform in that cache. Right? So then, we need to go through, instead of doing this, for each data row in localDB.dataset.tables game alternate name .rows. And we can avoid double looping and all that stuff, because at this point we get the platform differently. Problem is the platform isn't in the game alternate name table. That's the main gist here, but I don't want to duplicate that in the data because that's gonna just blow it up tremendously. So we can simply say, well, first off, we need the ID, which is going to be the same thing as this. And then the platform equals localDB.gameID platform cache ID. Now, this should be a little bit simpler. Because all we need to do is this right here. Row alternate name. We have the title. Yep. Oh, but wait. We need the, oh no, we do need it. Darn it. Oh crap. How did I screw that up? So I do need the game data row after all. Well, dang. I need the game data row. So ultimately, that's got to get into the dictionary. And then I guess I can retrieve the platform from the row again. So, well, first off, or let's rename this variable for starters. Let's just call it game ID search cache again. Rename it. And then I'm going to change this to a data row instead. And instead of adding platform, we have to add row. And we're going to say var game row equals local db dot game ID search cache ID. Then platform is going to be game row platform. Okay, that toString. Now, I need to feed the game row over like that. And we'll see how this works, how fast it is. Okay, build succeeded. Oh, crap, I have it open though, so it didn't really succeed. Do a rebuild. Okay, we're rebuilt. Let's go ahead and start it up with the profiler. I love how fast that startup is now. All right, and we're going to go to edit and search. I'm not going to do the profiler, I guess. That wasn't too bad. And then, of course, it's much, yeah. Okay, I'm happy with that, I think. That'll be good. Finally. We have it working relatively quickly. So, thank you, Panzer. Yeah, we are in good shape there. The next thing, then, this is good too because this is going to really help with the alternate title or for the combined games using the alternate titles. That's going to be a much better way to do that there as well. So, I think before I go ahead and take off here, because this is a pretty decent breaking point, but I think before I go ahead and take off, let's do some testing with a regular import and see how performance is there. I'm just going to grab my application files here, and I'm going to create a new instance. And we'll start it up. Oops. And run the regular import process. Did I just like completely mess this up? What did I just do? That was interesting. There it is. It's up on my other monitor. Computer import. That might be tricky because I don't really have a... Well, I mean, I could try and import Steam, I guess. Let's just start with a ROM import though, because it's easier, and then maybe we can test Steam. That's probably something I should do because I never ever test the Steam importer. Huh. So we'll see. Let's go LaunchBox games. I'm gonna go into. Let's just do Nintendo 64. Star.zip, and I'm just gonna drag these over. Go ROM files, Nintendo 64, add an emulator, find Project 64. That works. Use the files. I'm not going to download anything because we're just going to test the metadata only. You know what, though? I do need to update the metadata. Oh, no, I copied the whole metadata folder over there. The one thing that I haven't done is the metadata definitely needs to be updated for to make sure it has the alternate titles in there, and it might not, but we'll see here. But it is downloading it, so it's going to get it anyways, even if it didn't have it before. There it goes. The first one always takes longer because it's loading up all the various Holy crap! You see how fast that was? Wow. It has never been that fast before. Well, that's good. That's a win, right? And it mapped it up pretty nice. Let's arrange by database ID. Figure out what wasn't found. What's going on here? Why is this taking so long? Every once in a while that happens, and I haven't figured out exactly why random things just sometimes take longer than you expect. Come on. What are you doing? Hey, Camel. Well, here we go. Apparently we have an issue. It's still working, but it's trying to repopulate the list, and it's taking forever for some reason. I don't understand. So something screwed up. Crap. There it is. So it came back. It just took a stupid long time. Don't ask me why. All right. Now if I go back to arranging by title again. So it's changing the arrange by that's taking forever? It seems that way. All right, well, there's an item to add to my list. I don't know why that's happening. But yeah, that's definitely what's going on. Huh. Accidentally speeded it up. Yeah, pretty much. A virtual mode list view. No, Neil. This is all. This whole. The box art is all custom coded, basically from scratch. But yeah, look how long it's taking to. It probably has to do with the image cache stuff, I'm guessing. But I'll have to come back to that. But apparently, changing the arrange by is a problem now. Interestingly. But anyways, guys, I'm really glad that we got that speed increase there for the searching the games. That was incredible. So that's a win. It's definitely the image cache, Neil K. It has to be because this never happened before. It's not. It doesn't have anything to do with reconstructing everything. If that was the case, then it would. I mean, switching stuff in the sidebar would take forever. So that's not the issue. But anyways, clearly, I need to look into what's causing that problem. I didn't even know that was an issue. I'm surprised nobody's reported that. It's got to be something weird. I'll just have to pull up profile around that and see what's going on. That's just taking forever, which is weird. But cool, guys. We got the search in there. The next thing I'm going to do is, I'm going to fix that, hopefully. But also, I got to get combining ROMs to use the alternate titles the same way. And similar stuff like that. Now, you see my list in front of me here. So that is the gist. Hey, Seraph. I'm going to let you guys go, though. Thanks for the stream. Mostly productive today. So I'll see you guys on Monday. I'm thinking I am going to stream on Monday. I'm hoping I'm going to stream on Monday. Next week, I do go to family camp, which is going to be, it's going to be hard for me because I don't have reception over there very well. Although I am going to be working in the mornings, I'm going to go into town so I can get some reception. So I'm sort of looking forward to it. I'm sort of not because it kills me. It's a lot of fun every year, but it really kills me because I can't ever get phone reception over there and it drives me insane. So that's coming up next week. I'm planning on still streaming on Monday, but I'll let you guys know if I can't. Wednesday, unfortunately, I can't stream because I'm at camp. But so that's the gist for next week. Like I said, I'm going to be missing. I'm going to be working, but I'm not going to be at home. So I won't really be able to stream while I'm out there. So that's the gist. But thank you guys so much. Still not quite sure when we're going to get back into the new features. I kind of just want to make sure everything is smooth. And keep working on plugins and themes and all that stuff for a while. So that's kind of where we're at. But I can always use you guys as feedback on whether we should keep going in that direction or start tackling some of the features from the latest poll. So anyways, guys, take it easy, and I'll talk to you soon.